Happy Wednesday, everybody. Andy and Steve from WagerTalk.com here with the road to millions on Wednesday, September 6th. You're going to want to stick around. We have a great show for everybody. We are going to dive into rushing props. Rushing props are coming out for some of the games, so we'll take an early look and see if we can beat the lines on some of those. We will look at the fade of the day. We're fading a pitcher who has struggled recently, and we like the opposing team to go over their team total. We'll talk about the Survivor Pool free contest that we're doing here in the Road to Millions. All you got to do is leave your team in the comments below. It's pretty simple. Got to pick one team each week to win. You win, you advance. They lose, you are out. We will go over a sleeper of the day, looking at an anytime touchdown score for our sleeper of the day, and then we will go over the stat of the day. There is an NFL team that fits into the category where they are 1-15, yet 7-0. Stay tuned, and we will describe that one. So, Steve, props are out. This is our bread and butter, and the props are kind of trickling out. We're recording this on Wednesday morning, so the closer we get to the weekend, the more and more will come out. But wanted to take a look here at the rushing props. So, if you've been living under a rock, Travis Kelce is hurt. I doubt he's going to play. Shout out and pour one out to everybody that drafted Travis Kelce in the first round or paid a bunch of money. Steve, do you have Travis Kelce? I don't.
No, I don't. I don't have him in any leagues yet. So I'm doing one more today. So
yeah, me too. Won't be having him.
Yeah.
I saw a screenshot of somebody who drafted Travis Kelce in round 1 and Cooper Kupp in round 2. I mean, at that point, just quit the league.
Yeah, you're all done.
So, all right, let's take a look at the rushing yards. And guys, while you're watching this, please hit the like button and leave us a comment. Tell us what rushing props you like, if anything jumps out to you. So, Steve, let's start with the Lions-Chiefs Thursday game here. We got David Montgomery, 52.5, Pacheco at 50.5, Jahmyr Gibbs, 38.5. Then you got Goff, Mahomes, and McKinnon. Any of these numbers stick out to you?
Not exactly from a rushing yards perspective. I was looking at Montgomery a little bit, but I feel like he's more of a touchdown guy that I'd be looking at for a touchdown prop as opposed to the rushing yards. We're gonna be looking, it's the highest total of the week, so we'll be looking at a shootout here more likely than not. I like Montgomery, but I'm gonna take a wait and see approach on these guys for this game.
I like that Jahmyr Gibbs at 38.5. No Chris Jones. That defensive line is now completely different for Kansas City. Without Kelce, I wonder if Kansas City's just not going to be able to extend drives. He's their third down go-to. I mean, how many times is it 3rd and 6? And there's Kelce for 12 yards. And Jahmyr Gibbs, 38.5. I mean, if he gets 10 carries and 4 yards a carry, he's there. This Detroit offensive line is really, really good. That was the one that stuck out to me. I think everyone expects Gibbs to catch the ball, and I'm sure he's going to catch a lot of passes, but he is their starting running back. So I'm wondering if Montgomery and Gibbs, it's just a really nice 1-2 punch. So that was
It'll be interesting to see the timeshare between the two.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're rolling the dice trying to guess who's going to get the most carries and where they're going to get the carries. So it's a roll of the dice. But of all those, I do kind of like Gibbs. The 38.5 number feels a little low. Some props are coming out for 49ers and Steelers. You got Brock Purdy at 5.5, McCaffrey 63.5, Pickett 13.5, and Najee Harris 49.5. He was an awesome fade last year. Najee Harris under was fantastic. I'll go under on Najee Harris against this defense.
Yeah, I agree with that one. That's actually what I had circled as well. I see that a lot of projections have him going over this total this week. I mean, it is set a little bit low, but he like you said last season, he was great for us from an under prop perspective. We were taking him left and right and cashing tickets on his unders. So this is the defense to do it against. You're right about that.
Yeah, isn't Jaylen Warren like the big sexy like backup that you want to have in fantasy because Najee Harris stinks?
He's
I feel like, why is he projected to go over? Everyone's telling you to not draft him early, and you got to go get Jaylen Warren. Why is he at 50 yards? This line confuses me.
it'll be interesting to see what the line on Warren comes out at when that line comes out, probably today.
I know Pickett that 13.5 is a little enticing. I could see him scrambling, and I know he ran for some yards. I know it was early in the season too. I like towards the end of the year. I think he kind of slowed down the rushing. Yeah, let me pull it up here. So yeah, so last year he started the year 15, 10, 16, 20, 37, 51, 14, 32, 14, 16. Wow. I think we have a nominee here.
100%. Yeah, you're right. It is a defense to go under against. That's for sure.
Yeah, so maybe Pickett over Najee Harris under initial looks there. Buccaneers and Vikings, Alexander Madison. Finally, Alexander Madison was like, I think he was like the number one handcuff drafted like the last like 3 years. Everyone drafted Alexander Madison, and then he played in like 3 games. Rashad White at 44.5. Either of these pique your interest?
Well, so this is interesting because I on the season I like his overs for the most part, and I'm kind of looking towards potentially Madison on the unders. But for this game with the game script involved here, I feel like the Vikings are going to end up running away with this one. So I wonder if you can't really go over on White necessarily, and by the same nature, I really can't go under on Madison because he could get a ton of carries if they build a big lead here, and he could stack up the rushing
That's
yards.
true. That's true. Yeah, this is a tough one. I have no idea what to expect from Rashad White this year. That's a wait and see approach for me. So, yeah, that one's a little tough. Jacksonville Jaguars and Colts. Of course, they're not going to give us an Anthony Richardson number. It's literally like the one number that everyone wanted in this game, which is Anthony Richardson rushing. Travis Etienne 56.5. Trevor Lawrence 11.5. I know Trevor Lawrence in the first game. I think he ran for 26 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Colts, but I don't know. Neither of those really interest me. I don't. I want a piece of the Jacksonville passing game. I don't think I want a piece of the Jacksonville running game.
Yeah, I'm interested in any Anthony Richardson props that come out, whether it be rushing yards, interceptions. I'm interested to see what his passing yards and touchdowns are at. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But I agree that neither of these two props really interest me whatsoever.
Bengals and Browns. These two are very high ranked defensive lines. This one's tough. So Deshaun Watson 24.5. Joe Mixon 56.5. Nick Chubb 76.5. I mean, Nick Chubb over. But like we talked about Jerome Ford being a sleeper, but I mean, let's be honest, Nick Chubb's. I mean, there's no Kareem Hunt there. I expect Ford to get some work, but probably not as much as Kareem Hunt did last year. 76.5. We cashed on Nick Chubb going over quite a bit. That seems low.
It does seem a little bit low, but again, I just wonder if the game script, if the Bengals, if the Bengals control this game, it'll be interesting to see. How things pan out with Watson and the Browns. But I do agree with Chubb. He was a great over for us last year, and I'm sure we can look towards him again this season as well.
Yeah, the line's only 2.5. So if this game's close, Chubb's going to get work all 4 quarters. I kind of like that one. I don't know if I'll get to the window, but I do like that one.
Yeah, I do agree initially too that Ford is going to get a lot less work than Hunt than we would have seen if Hunt was still available to the Browns.
Joe Mixon 56.5. Again, that seems low. He's not a very efficient runner. I believe he's one of the least efficient runners in the league. I don't know if it's because the offensive line has been terrible, but I know Cleveland's got a really good defense. I don't know, 56.5 feels low as well. So Nick Chubb against the Bengals last year in one game, he had 101 yards, and then the other had 34. So congratulations, we learned nothing.
Mixed bag.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, the defenses are going to be the stars of this game, I feel like, unless one team runs away with it. I would struggle to take an over against this Eagles defense. You follow the team more. Ramondre Stevenson, you want any piece of him this week, or you wait for better matchups?
Yeah, it's I'm high on him this season, but this is one of the tougher matchups right out of the gate. I'm really interested looking at him from more as a receiver though, a receptions
Okay.
prop and stuff like that. That would be the way I would look with him. I do feel like he's going to get a boatload of work though this season for sure.
All right, so we'll maybe look at Ramondre Stevenson. We'll pull up see if they got his receptions out. Packers and Bears. Oh my, tons of props here. Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, Jonte Foreman, Jordan Love, Justin Fields, and Khalil Herbert. Justin Fields, man, once he started running, it was just over. I don't know what changes. What is he also going to turn into Dan Marino? Like, I don't you just take Justin Fields if this rushing total is less than what 75?
Yeah, you have to, and you have to. I don't think things are going to change for him. He's going to be running for his life. For most of it, he's going to be running like crazy in this game. It's going to be interesting to see that how it breaks down between Dillon and Jones. This is a game I'm going to take. I'm going to wait and see what happens between the timeshare between those two players.
I was so disappointed in AJ Dillon last year. I thought he was going to have a really good year. We had him in a touchdown like prop that we thought was just easy cash, and then he fizzled, man. I don't know. That guy was a disappointment. I don't want any part of AJ Dillon. I don't want him on my fantasy teams. I don't want to bet any overs on him. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of AJ Dillon. He hurt my feelings last year. Rams and Seahawks. Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker. We like the Seahawks to score a lot of points. Don't we like overs?
100% here. I think that the Seahawks are going to run away with this game, and Walker. That's not a bad number. 63.5 on Walker. I could see an over on him.
I could see it too. Just late. I'm not sure Aaron Donald's going to be the force that he was. They're not winning a Super Bowl. The guy almost retired. He's coming off of surgery. Is he really going to have that fire? Is he really going to be? And besides him, they kind of have nothing. I like Kenneth Walker over. Although I may have to ban myself though because I drafted him on one of my fantasy. So I see him and I'm like, oh, over. It's more of a hope.
Right. Yeah. I know that feeling.
It looks like last one, Cowboys, Giants, Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and Tony Pollard. We're giving a lot of respect to the Giants defense here. Tony Pollard only 69.5 in his first game without Zeke. Feels a little low. I know the books are being a little bit cautious here. I know they don't want to put a huge number on Pollard and get pounded on the unders here. Both really good defenses on paper, I think. So I would take the under on Dak Prescott. He doesn't run a whole lot.
Pollard was a guy that we cashed some tickets on last season with some overs for sure. But I'm looking. I like Saquon's over here. I know that the Cowboys have a great defense, but I just feel like the Giants are gonna, they're gonna be feeding him the ball, whether it be on the ground or through the air. 65.5. It seemed to touch low for him in this one.
Yeah, Giants and Daniel Jones not exactly known for their vaunted passing offense. So
yeah, that's exactly.
There's an early look. So I agree with Saquon. Then that number feels pretty low there. So I think we like Kenneth Walker. Looking at Justin Fields to go over, and I think maybe a little lean to Nick Chubb to go over. We like Najee under. Maybe a look at Kenny Pickett, and then I don't know. I think my favorite might be Jahmyr Gibbs on this one. I think I would love those lower totals. That's a pretty low one for a guy that should be the starter. Great offensive line, defense on the other side, not great. So, all right, that will do it for the rushing yards here. Steve, let's move to the fade of the day. This guy gives up a lot of home runs.
Yes.
And the last two games, he has been lit up. And I bet people wouldn't guess that the Marlins bats are some of the hottest bats in Major League Baseball right now. So let's talk this out. What's going on here with Lance Lynn and the Marlins?
So the Marlins have they've won 5 straight. And the bats have been on fire. They've scored 6+ runs in those 5 games. And we're only asking to score 4 here. Lance Lynn is the pitcher to fade here. Those last 2 starts, 10 runs allowed in only 10.1 innings, and that's in 5 home runs in those 2 starts. It gives them 37 on the season, the most in the bigs by a good margin. I mean, I don't know if he has enough time to catch up. I looked up the all-time leader, Bert Blyleven, from the Twins, gave up 50 and 46 in consecutive years. The biggest number ever was 50. So I'm not sure if Lynn can manage
He
to
won't
get
get
to.
there.
I
He'll be
don't think he.
close.
I don't think he can get to 50. But he's also allowed four plus runs in 10 of his last 12 starts. So that's the trend here. We should get 9 innings of at bats out of the Marlins, even though they're at home. Considering they're playing the Dodgers, I'm expecting the Dodgers to put up 4 runs. So I like the team total here over 3.5. It's only -120. It's a nice low number, and like I said, they've scored 6+ in their last 5 games.
Yeah, we're gonna look at fading Lance Lynn. We got a great number at 3.5 on the Marlins team total. That is your fade of the day. If you did not tune in yesterday, first off, shame on you. We got a free survivor pool in the NFL. Pick one team to win outright. You can only use one team one time. It's free. If you did not post your team that you expect to win in the comment section yesterday, go ahead and put it in today. I've already built my spreadsheet. So I got everyone's locked and loaded. So once again, it's free. Just put it in the comment section. I'll track it, and the winner will get a really, really nice prize pack. So that is the survivor pool for the Road to Millions. Plays that we have 5% UFC play. My 6-0 run came to an end last night in MMA. Gosh dang it. My -700 guy lost in the parlay, got knocked out in the first round. Bum. So we still have the 5% play locked and loaded, and our MLB play of the day. Roller coaster last night for our MLB play, Steve. Good Lord. We get in extra innings, though.
Back and forth, winning, losing, back and forth for like a 3-inning span. It was a roller coaster.
Yeah, we had Baltimore Orioles on the. Thank God we didn't have them on the run line. We had on the money line.
Yeah, we got that one in early, so we were able to take the money line on that one.
We have a 5% play in the NFL that will be going up maybe today. It'll be up tomorrow for sure. So if you want to get that, please get it. We'll let everyone know when it goes up. Or if you just want to grab the first 30 days of all NFL plays, just use the promo code NFL99. Gets 30 days of NFL plays for $99. Number one in 5% NFL plays last year, 21-9, and number one in NFL total. So that is what we will be focusing on. You can get the first 30 days worth of those plays for $99. Just use the promo code NFL99. All right, let's do a sleeper of the day. And we're going to do an anytime touchdown score. And when you're looking at these anytime touchdown scores, you want to try and find some sleepers here. And if you were a fan of the New Orleans Saints, you know this guy, and you know he caught a lot of touchdowns. Juwan Johnson, anytime touchdown score. What are his odds, Steve? Was it +280, I believe?
Yeah, +280 on FanDuel.
All right, +280 here. Let's talk about Juwan Johnson. What do we like about him?
So last season, he caught 42 balls for a little over 500 yards and a team-leading 7 touchdowns. And that was in a year where he transitioned from wide receiver to tight end. So he changed his position. And that was also despite, his quarterbacks, Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton. He gets the big upgrade now with Derek Carr coming in at quarterback. He also attended the tight end U during the offseason. He's making a real big push. Really? So he wants to become, he's really pushing. I read a lot about him yesterday. He's really looking to push to become one of the great tight ends. And apparently he has a great rapport with Carr in OTAs and in training camp and whatnot. Great matchup here against the Titans pass defense. We know last year they got carved up. They allowed the most receiving yards, second most receiving touchdowns with 27. 7 of those were to the tight end position. They've improved their pass rush a little bit. They have a good run defense, but the pass defense was just horrific last season. They've improved their pass rush a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to flip the switch on that one. And we've seen now with some injuries to the tight end position, Kelsey, we just talked about. Kittle's banged. Kittle, I don't think is going to be playing. Mark Andrews is banged up now too. And so if you're looking for a late fantasy guy or a sleeper, again, for Juwan Johnson, and I think this week against this defense, and based on his offseason work, +280 is a great price for him this week.
Yeah, no Alvin Kamara for the first 3 games. You got to avoid the freaking Taysom Hill snaking touchdown. I feel like Taysom Hill had 28 touchdowns last year. I know he only had, I know he didn't have that many, but it felt like every time there was a Saints game, he was there. But yeah, Juwan Johnson led the league led the team in touchdown passes. So 7 TDs last year, plus 280. You would hope that he would improve on that one. So great price. Great work on that one. That was part of an article that we wrote for WagerTalk.com. You can check that out there. So all right, let us do the stat of the day, and then we'll be done. I'm talking about my Colts. The Colts, Steve, have covered the spread one time in the last 15 week one games. They're
Whew.
1-13-1 in week one, but division home dogs are 7-0 in week one since 2018, and the Colts are +5 at home against Jacksonville. So they fit into a trend that is 7-0, but they also fit into a trend of 1-13-1 in the last 15 years of week one games. Obviously, different coaching staff, different quarterback, different team, but I don't know. If you had to pick one trend to follow, what is it?
I'm siding with 1-13-1 in week one games personally. I think you are too, if I had to guess.
It's so tough. You know what? Give me the. I'll go with the 7-0. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna have some tricks. I think that this Colts offense in particular, like I follow the team, I have no idea what to expect. There's no film on this offense, and I think they do have an advantage that they don't. That the other team, Jacksonville, is just not going to know what the Colts are going to do. Jacksonville's defense is not very good. Richardson will tuck the ball and run when a play breaks down. He's going to get a couple first downs that'll extend drives just with that. I'm sure they'll have some trick plays and everything. I think they're going to be a very annoying, kind of pestering team in week one because you're just not, it's going to be like, oh, there's Alec Pierce catching like 6 passes. Oh, there's Michael Pittman on, wheel router. I don't know, something weird that they come up with. So I think they can be a frustrating team. I don't think they're there to win. So I'll take them to. I will take them to cover. I think that they can help extend this streak to 8-0, and I believe there's 4 teams that the home dogs or home division dogs this week. Like the Giants are one. I believe the Jets are one. I'll have to look them up. So I'll take the Colts to cover the +5, maybe a late backdoor cover, kind of killing everyone who's on Jacksonville. That's the other thing. I saw Jacksonville's like one of the number one bet teams against this, ATS in week one. So like
That scares you.
that immediately like it's like 28-20 with like 10 seconds left, and there's Anthony Richardson runs in for a complete garbage touchdown, and then the score looks way closer than it actually was. So I don't know. I'll go with my Colts, but yeah, Colts in week one, not been very good. So all right, guys, that is going to do it for us. Thanks for joining us on the Road to Millions. Tomorrow, we're going to go do a little deep dive into Survivor pool picks. We'll kind of break down, like maybe we'll do some like power rankings for teams who we like in Survivor. We're also going to give out our Millie Maker free bet of the week, and we'll have more stats, the more NFL props that come out. So Thursday, Friday, Sunday, huge shows here on the Road to Millions as we get ready for week one in the NFL. Good luck on all your bets tonight. Good luck if you have fantasy drafts tonight, week before, or the night before the season starts. So good luck. We'll see everyone tomorrow on the Road to Millions.
Good luck tonight.